Welcome to Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial, the home for financial advice in a language you can understand. Created by Marc Freedman of Freedman Financial, he and his team of certified financial planner professionals will discuss timely topics that help individuals and families make smart financial decisions. And now, get ready for this week's edition of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial.
Welcome back to another edition of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial. My name is Marc Freedman.
And I'm Marion Gilman.
And we're here to provide you with some financial advice in a language you can understand. We're heading towards Thanksgiving, Marion.
I love Thanksgiving.
Me too.
How about you?
Me too. It's my favorite holiday of the year.
Get to eat.
Yeah.
And there are no presents, none of that other crap that you have to do.
It's just,
right?
But you're hosting Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, we always host Thanksgiving. We love to cook.
And we do too. We host it as well. The big question is how many? So,
yes.
How many do you think you'll have?
Well, I think we're going to have a small crowd this year because, not crowd, we used to have so many people, but, I hate to say this, they've all died. But it's true. I mean, all my older family members are gone, so... Yeah, we have
keep
a
getting
relatively
bigger.
small family.
Yeah.
Well, you're fortunate. You got all those kids.
And now there's the boyfriends and the girlfriends and the family. And so we're up to 22. That's what we've been told so far.
Oh, really?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 30, but we'll at least we know we got 22.
Okay. So how big of a bird do you buy?
Oh, we'll probably buy a 15 or 18 pound turkey, but we'll have plenty of other stuff. I'll tell you, if you haven't done this, here's the way to go. The full turkey, and I mean, whether you fry it, stuff it, bake it, baste it, broil it, whatever you want to do with it. The best thing, we bought a 5-pound turkey breast last year.
And?
The best thing ever.
Yeah.
So easy to cook, easy to slice, nice and flavorful. Of course, you got the regular turkey too, but we'll have lots of other stuff too, but I'm definitely going with the turkey breast again this year.
I actually like the dark meat. I know that's not, I know that it's not the most popular, but I like the dark meat.
Well, the dark meat thing is you got to kind of flip the turkey upside down.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where the good stuff is.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's, and all the juices and stuff sit with the dark meat, so it's all good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, as you just mentioned that, the number of people around the table getting smaller at your place because people are passing on. Well, one of the things that we have a lot of conversations around with our clients is they're entering what one of our clients actually used the term, the third act in life, Act 3. Some people call it the encore of your career.
Absolutely,
Maybe you could talk a little bit about that because it's something that no one really gets to train for.
Absolutely not. We always think about, so obviously we're young, we're growing up, we're going through education and all, and we're training for a career, or we are moving into some type of career. And so we spend our lives, sometimes it's one career, sometimes you might, change careers at midlife, but still, you spend quite a few years, probably 40 years, working at some type of career. And then, all of a sudden, you realize, my goodness, I've saved for retirement, I'm getting to retirement age. What happens now? What do I do? I mean, there's no guidelines for that.
And oftentimes people they say, well, I want to retire at X age or whatever. And you say, okay, what do you want to do when you retire? Well, of course the paycheck's going to stop and all that kind of stuff. And you have to rely on other sources of income, Social Security, pension, and perhaps what you've saved. And people say, well, I want to travel. Well, you're likely to live in retirement for another 30, 40 years. You can't travel every day. And what are you going to do during that encore, during that third act?
That's right. And it really, aside from the fact that you need to figure out what's going to keep you occupied, what's going to make you happy, what types of things can you get involved in, that also has a great bearing on what we do, because depending upon what that third act is, it's going to cost you a certain amount of money. I mean, if you're traveling around the world every year, that could be very different expense-wise versus staying at home and babysitting grandchildren.
That's right. And everybody's lifestyle is different. And what you do in the first 5 or 10 years of retirement is oftentimes very different from what happens in the second 10 and the third 10. So there's all of those gradations and changes in life as well.
Right. And how do you transition out of what you're doing into some either new career or new type of environment, new types of activities. You know, a lot of times people will say, oh, I have to retire, I want to retire. And they're running away from something that they don't like about their positions or their jobs, you know, whatever it might be, rather than having something to move towards. And if you don't have anything to move towards to keep you interested, that actually can be very depressing when you leave your job. And it can be a very difficult transition.
Yeah, and it's funny, I often ask people when they're approaching retirement, especially if it's a couple, I'll say to them, okay, you want to retire, so tell me what it is that the two of you enjoy doing together. And eating out can't be the answer. And they then turn to each other and they wonder, oh my goodness, what do we enjoy doing together? Because most of your day when you're working is spent going to work.
Right.
And whether you like your boss or not, or your job or not, you're used to the routine, you're used to the people with whom you work with, you're used to everything that goes on, you're used to the camaraderie, everything.
The social interaction is a key as well, because there have been so many studies done that it's critically important for longevity to have a social network and to interact with other people. And there are many retirees that have not developed that network and they don't interact with others. And that can be, again, very depressing.
Yeah, and oftentimes when people are looking to do something, it isn't about the money. In many cases, people have retired. They have ample resources. It's about staying busy. And take it for what it's worth. We've got several clients who embrace and love the fact that they go back and they bag groceries at Market Basket, or they're the guide on the Salem ferry that goes back and forth from Salem to Boston, just interacting with people and having that social level. We've got a client that's a tour guide, and she walks people through the streets of Boston and absolutely loves it. And not doing it for the money.
I was going to say, I can assure you, these are not highly paid positions, but it gives them a purpose. It gives them something to keep their mind active, their body active. It's great.
Yeah, so you say to yourself, what's your reason for waking up in the morning once you're retired? To see the grandkids?
Yeah.
Well, maybe because perhaps they're being dropped off, but at some point, the grandkids and the kids are busy.
Right.
And, you know, we had so many of our clients that used to say, well, when I retire, I'm going to sell the house up here and I'm moving to Florida. The kids will come visit. It'll be great. Guess what? Kids don't visit.
Right.
Because they're too busy. And when they do visit, you know what? They don't want to stay with you. They'll interact a little bit, but they're doing other things.
It's so true, though, you know, so many grandparents do, and it's wonderful to be able to create that relationship with the next generation. My father actually spent a lot of time with my son growing up, and they developed a great relationship, and that's wonderful. But at a certain point along the way, my son got very busy, and then they go away to college. It's just like with a parent, you know, the grandparents then have nothing, essentially, because they don't get to see the kids that often. So their purpose is now gone. So you do have to develop multiple sources of activities so that you can keep busy. And again, keeping your mind active is important.
Yeah, but part of that third act, or the Encore career, whatever you want to call it, is I'm amazed at the number of retirees that come in and they tell us, you know, I've retired and I'm busier than ever.
Right.
Now, busier than ever is all in the mind of what busy looks like. Okay? Busy means, to me, when I'm busy, I'm juggling 1,000 balls in the air. Busy for them is like, well, I got a doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock. So I have to plan my day. I have to get to the doctor's. I know that I might sit at the doctor's office for an hour and a half or so if they're running a little bit late. I read a book. I got things to do. So, you know, it's not like their schedule is action-packed, but they've built in time to know that things are going to slow them down a little bit just because of items that they can't control. And then they get frustrated when they see a younger group walk up to the window at the doctor's office and say, I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. I've got things to do. You told me to be here at 10 o'clock. I'm here at 10 o'clock. I don't want to wait around.
Right.
And all of a sudden you have far more patience for a lot of things when you're retired.
Well, yes, you do. But also, have you heard that expression where, your activities expand in time doing an activity in order to fill the day? So if I have 2 hours to make brownies, it takes me 2 hours to make the brownies. If I have 15 minutes, that's how long it takes me. I don't know how that happens, but that can happen.
And if I allocated 2 hours to make brownies and I can get it done in 20 minutes, I think of all the other stuff that I can get done with the remaining hour and 40 minutes.
That's right.
And if I can't get it done in 20 minutes, it takes me 30 minutes, then I get mad at myself because I don't have the time to get all the other stuff done that I thought I was going to have.
Yeah. And see, the retirees actually go to the doctor's office and they relax and sit there and read a book, whereas I'm sitting there drumming.
I'm anxious. Are we going to get ready on time? When are they going to call me? When are they going to call me?
I have to get back to work. I got to do this.
It's a whole different lifestyle. It really does amaze me how much everything slows down. And frankly, I find it interesting how long it takes retirees to say goodbye.
I never thought about that, Mark.
But it's just, the conversation is over, the meeting is over. It's like they just don't want to go. They're so excited to spend time and interact and talk and hang out with you. And so we have to build that into our own schedules because we know that.
Absolutely, yeah. It's amazing. But
your life does change when you retire. But sometimes the things that you think you are going to do don't necessarily happen that way.
Right.
And there are phases of retirement as well, right?
Absolutely. So many people, when they first retire, and most people, I should say, are in very good health, and they can go and they can, they're very active. They travel, they have so much, and I don't know about any of you who retire, but I could spend hours just cleaning my house with all the junk that has accumulated over the years, right? So sure, when you first retire, it can be very active. And then as you age, your body tends to slow down a bit and you tend to slow down a bit. So what you do with your time can be very different when you're 80 rather than when you're 65.
And the other frustrating part is that if you're a couple, sometimes one person's body or ailments slows down quicker than the other.
Yes, and that's difficult.
And that's a bit of a challenge, trying to figure out how do you balance caring for or slowing yourself down a little bit for somebody that needs to be slowed down, but also allow yourself the freedom to do the things that you're still able to do.
Right.
And sometimes what your ailment might be is different from somebody else's, and one's slow at doing one thing and one's slow at another thing. And do you find that frustrating, or do you figure out ways to work together to make it all happen?
Right, right. It's a fascinating journey.
It sure is. Right. And it's all part of the financial advice in a language you can understand that we provide to our clients each and every day. Because, look, with over 600 households that we serve and 65 to 70% of them in retirement, we see a lot of stuff. We listen to a lot of stories and we give lots of advice. It's certainly far more than just investing the money. Frankly, that's the easy part. It's all the other stuff that falls into play. And when we know where everything is and what everything is worth, we can give you the very best of advice. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. I want to remind you that if you'd like to sign up for our free weekly newsletter, all you need to do is go to the bottom of our website, bottom page of our website. That's freedmanfinancial.com. That's Freedman.
2 E's and a D.
Financial.com. Go to the bottom of the page, put in your name, your email address, and you'll join the others that get our free weekly newsletter called Planning Pointers every Friday at 10:30. And of course, if now is the time for you to get serious about your financial planning and investment management needs, we hope you'll give us a call. Our phone number, 978-531-8108. That's 978-531-8108. You can call us at any time, leave a message. We'll get some information off to you, and we look forward to meeting with you. That's going to do it again for us this week. We'll be back with more financial advice in a language you can understand next week. See you later. Enjoy Dollars and Cents and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.
During today's episode of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial, your host may have discussed specific financial planning and investment ideas that are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations. Please remember that investing involves risk and may include loss of principal. Always consult a certified financial planner professional, qualified attorney, or tax advisor prior to investing to determine what is appropriate for you. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA, SIPC.